Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, we have a couple of things I want to talk about. Yeah, me. I want to talk about them. Now, there are these individuals who think that they know the law. They're called judges and attorneys. And they don't know the law. Now, I've been saying that for years. Judges do not know the law. They know court cases, and they know policy, procedure, and their stupid rules. But they don't know the law, because they don't study law. You don't believe me? Well, let me point it out to you. When you deposit a note with the Federal Reserve, they call it getting a loan. It's not a loan. They don't lend you any money. Go ahead. Show me a bank account where the money was deposited. No. They extend credits. There is no law allowing for the extension of credits. The law only allows for the advancement of Federal Reserve notes, not extending of credit and not lending of money. Don't believe me? Go take a look at it. It's the Federal Reserve Act. There is no lending of money in the Federal Reserve Act. That's why you hear banks cannot lend. Pay attention. Their own funds. Because there's no law allowing them to lend their own funds. Go ahead and take a look. You deposited with the Federal Reserve under the Federal Reserve Act Title 4, Section 403, Paragraph 8, well, it's actually subsection 18, Paragraph 6. It's only for deposits. Go ahead, take a look at how many times the Act says deposits. Take the Act and put it in ChatGPT and ask it, how many times does it say deposit? And then ask, where does it say loan? And you won't find it, because they don't lend money. Now, the Supreme Court in 1990, in a case called Reeves, R-E-V-E-S, versus Ernst Young, the company Ernst Young, that case dealt with a Supreme Court dealing with what's called an investment security. Well, don't focus on investment security. The Supreme Court focused on investment security. The issue is a security as defined in law. Ladies and gentlemen, a security is not a loan. It's not an obligation to pay. Focus on the word security. Then ask the GPT to tell you how many times does it call the note a security or collateral. Now, it's going to give you the wrong answer. It's going to say like 2 times. That's a lie. It will be up to 12. Where Congress specifically states that under the definition of the Federal Reserve Act, not the Securities Act of 1933 and the Securities Act of 1934, but the Federal Reserve Act, that a security, pay attention, is the note itself. Now, hold on a second. Uh-oh. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Whew. Anywho, so since Congress intended for it to be a security, the Supreme Court said it is a rebuttable presumption that the note is a security. Now, they said they had this resemblance test. There is no resemblance test for Congress. Congress doesn't have a resemblance test. Congress says whether or not it's a security. They determine that. That's their intent. That's why they mention it 12 times as it being a security or likened to a security. Because it's deposited it. Now, wait, hold on a minute. When it's deposited with the Federal Reserve through a Federal Reserve agent, pay attention. When it's deposited with the Federal Reserve through a Federal Reserve agent, it is received at par. It has value. The value is equal to the amount. Go back and look at 12 U.S.C. 412. It says it must be equal and it cannot be less than. That lets you know par value. But wait a minute, hold on. What's all this about? When the Federal Reserve receives your note, go back and look at Title 4, Section 401, subsection 18, paragraph 6. It says it's deposited with the Federal Reserve, who deposits it with the Treasury. What does the Treasury do with it? I'm glad you asked. The Treasury now takes that security and they use it as collateral to back their stupid bonds, their T-bills, their stocks. Uh-oh, be quiet. Nobody talking to you. That's what they use it for. Sorry, hit the remote. Ladies and gentlemen, the Treasury uses your notes as collateral for its junk. There are Treasury regulations allowing them to do that. Your note is not a promissory note where it's an obligation to pay. It is, and it does say promissory note, and you say for the funds that I've received, you agree to pay back. You did pay it back at par. That's it. Just that simple. So we'll be talking about this over the next couple of weeks. Explaining this to you. Going into detail so that you will know. Because what's happening, you will know. What's happening is that they don't know. So y'all are going to have to educate them. I guarantee you, everybody's going to know. The Treasury uses your note as collateral. You don't have to prove it. Supreme Court said it's a rebuttable presumption, so when the court shuts you down and say no, that's a sovereign citizen argument. You say, oh no, the Supreme Court says it's not. Supreme Court says it's a rebuttable presumption, you idiot, that the note is a security. So I have the right to demand you rebut the presumption. You're going to say in your ignorance of the family resemblance test that this is a consumer installment agreement. And no, under the Consumer Act, it's not a consumer installment agreement. But you agreed to make payments, no? I agreed to pay it back. I did not agree to make payments. Go and look at the Federal Reserve Act. It's received at par. The note is the payment, you stupid mother... I'm sorry, Your Honor. I didn't mean to call you stupid. But I did mean to call you a mother... sitting next to that stupid piccolo player, you stupid mother... Okay? Y'all need to pay attention. You did agree to pay. But the Federal Reserve Act, pay attention, 59 statute at large, page 237, section 2. Codified at 12 U.S.C. 412. Found at the Federal Reserve Act, title number 4, section 401, subsection 18, paragraph 6. Your note is received at par. Some of you are going to have to pay attention. You're losing your houses because they are saying that it is a consumer so-called installment agreement. You have to rebut that stupid presumption because that's why your arguments are being killed. Because they say it meets. You only need to rebut that presumption. But you can rebut all of the other ones of the family resemblance test. Go and pull up Reeves versus Ernst Young. Do your research on that because that's the case that's causing you all to lose your homes. Like I said, we'll be talking about it for the next couple of weeks. All right, look, I gotta go. There's some other videos that are gonna be put up Friday, which is 30 minutes from now. I don't know if it's going to be 30 minutes from now or later in the morning, but they'll be put up Friday. There's another group that I specifically gave the information to first. Now, it's not that I gave it to them first. I've been talking about this for years. But now we're going to put it together for you. We're going to show you what Congress meant by any note. We're going to show you what they meant by such notes and such circulating notes. We're going to show you what their intent was, that these items were the security. Because these idiots want to tell you something different. That's not what they meant. Well, we have the Congressional Record where they actually said what they meant. And the chairman of the committee, who supposedly, Stegall, wrote the bill, supposedly stated what it meant. Remember, the courts think they know the law. Stop going by court cases. Go by the Congressional Record, the discussion as to what they meant. Start saving your homes, people. All right. Oh, there is a guy. I forgot his name. Is he called Bad Wolf or something like that? I don't know. He's on X, and they tell me that he takes the videos and he organizes it and so forth. And I gotta be honest with you, I appreciate it. More than you know. There are other groups doing the same thing when they listen to my videos. They're organizing the stuff. They're putting it in the GPTs. They're verifying the information. You guys have no idea. Everybody's been asking me to do a book or something, and I'm like, it's too much information to be doing a book. And no, I cannot just sit down and just start writing this stuff out because it's contextual. But I'm glad these guys are doing it. I really am. We started to do it at SATCOM. We started to take all of the videos. We started to put them through the AI system, take all of the words, transcribe them, and so we've done that. But these other individuals who are doing it, I appreciate it very much because it was something that I wanted to do, just don't have the time. Now, tonight, I had to take another sleeping pill because I was exhausted. I got up at 1 o'clock, went back to sleep at 4:20, woke up at 4:44, left the house at 6 o'clock after I took a shower and did some work outside, and didn't get back home until 11 o'clock, had a consultation, which lasted a while because we started 15 minutes late, so I gave them extra minutes, and then I had to take a sleeping pill because I was exhausted. We will discuss the information I gave those individuals because I came up with a couple of things. I have to do some research. And they actually gave me some information that they found out from a guy named Pat. See, Pat, they told me to give you a shout out. So there you go. That I won't be putting out there into the public like that. I will be sharing it with people, but not like that because I have to review the information because I believe I can improve on it. We'll let you know what that's about in the future. Look, it's a lot of information. Stay tuned. All right, y'all have a good day, have a good night, have a good life. I's gotta wind down. I took 2 sleeping pills tonight, again, 2 nights in a row. Why? Because I need to get to REM stage. Because when I get to REM stage like I did last night for 45 minutes. No, was it 45? No, 24 minutes. From 4:20 to 4:44. In the morning, I got to REM stage, and pay attention, I went to sleep at about 8 o'clock, and, no, I went to sleep at 11, I'm sorry, I gotta correct that, I went to sleep at 11, woke up at 1, I hit REM stage there too. When I get to REM stage, oh, y'all have no idea, that's when I rest. I don't need 100 hours of rest, you know, people talk about power naps, I need REM stage. Once I get there, and I get there 2 ways, sleeping pill or by being completely exhausted. Mentally. Okay? When I get there, that's all she wrote. I'm there! And so, I'll be going back to sleep because I've been doing about 14 to 17 hours a day of non-stop thinking, focusing, and I like the information. I took a week away from doing videos, a little bit about a week and a half. And I think I'll do that periodically. Now, I have done videos, but I haven't posted them. So, you guys are going to get, 5 videos by tomorrow morning? Alright? And then it's going to be some time between that before I do another. But you're just going to have to understand that that's the way things are going to be because I'm working on too many things. Alright, gotta go. Appreciate you. Have a good day, y'all. I gotta go, mama.